I'm Ethan Bradbury.
Hello.
Sorry for that, like, 16-year-old meme, but I was just reminded of it. So, watch us climb a ladder, and let's enjoy this nice little cutscene of me as Claire with a strange mask on.
I can see.
Yes. Perfect. Let me move this out of the way.
Open this.
Ah. It is time.
Here.
Claire, you're under arrest. Huh?
Over there.
Don't touch!
She's still going.
It's closed.
She doesn't listen.
Kids don't listen. Oh, did you see that? It went through the bars. Can you hit the bars? Huh. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Can you hit the police car?
Oh. Oh, sorry.
There you
It won't let me do it now. Oh, I can't even... Wait. How far do I have to be? Wait.
You can't even aim it at her?
One more word out of you. Damn it. You will get sliced. Well, looks like I don't have a card.
Maybe you should offer a child as tribute.
Hmm?
I think we have one.
Who do I offer it to?
The machine.
Hmm. Maybe there's some gross fat man I can offer it to.
And you're sure this is the way?
This is how my mom took me last time.
Sherry? I've been looking at
Oh, look!
Sherry?
A gross fat man I can offer my child to.
House in the middle of this mess. On the ground.
Oh, where was he in Leon's campaign?
Can't be serious.
On the ground. Now.
Did you see that I was just shooting rockets at the child?
I know how to shoot a gun.
Sherry, tie her hands.
Why are you doing this?
Shut up. Tie her. Okay then. You
So-
tie her up now or she dies.
Joke's on you, I'm only a 3D polygon from 1998. That's not gonna do you much good.
What's this all about?
Child endangerment.
Sherry, why aren't her lips moving?
Sherry. Come here.
What are you gonna do to her?
So this,
If you hurt her, I swear to God, my brother is stars and I will fuck that.
Sherry, get over here.
this whole, just this whole interaction with,
What's your fucking name?
Claire!
Sherry, you come with me now. I'll say
Just-
goodbye.
This is so awkward.
yeah, the whole
You better be
storyline with this guy and Sherry is just makes me uncomfortable.
Shit.
And this,
Stop hurting her, please!
Don't tell me how to do my job.
Stop! Let me go! Let me go!
Obviously, nobody taught you manners. We'll fix that. Yes, we will.
Let me go! Let me go!
I'll get you, you fucker!
Why do you show some emotion, Claire?
you don't look very upset, Claire. I got
Stay safe, Sherry.
a necklace thing. Well,
Okay. Key card first.
that sucks.
And then that
And I
asshole
remember-
that's coming to him.
Do you remember last time when you played as Leon, you follow Ada into this room?
Yes.
Now as Claire, this room is just inaccessible. But as Leon, you couldn't go into this door, and as Claire, you can.
Oh.
But I'm gonna go over into this door first to do all these little thingies that I need to do. But yeah, it will become. Yeah, I knew this hallway is a little bit different as Claire.
That is a nice view.
But it will become clear as to what's going on with Sherry and the gross fat man.
Okay.
Open this.
Sherry and
Nope.
the gross fat boy.
Sounds like a Saturday morning cartoon. Give me this.
The Adventures of Sherry and the Gross Fat Boy.
This Saturday at 10 a.m. Give me the key. The car key.
The key?
The game. So, Thames.
What?
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, and, these boys. I don't remember if I showed you that as... Alright, trying to get it to go, but I can't get quite focused quite on it. As Leon, you get the club key. You don't get that as Claire. As Claire, you get the heart key. So you get to go into rooms that you don't get to go in with the other character.
Oh.
It's a little bit neat. You get up, so I'm gonna have to stop you before you get up. And just for good measure, I'm gonna pick these up.
Don't get up.
Don't
Just
do
don't
it.
do it.
Just don't. It'll be better for all of us if you just don't do it. So what are you hoping? What are you hoping to see out of E3, Thames?
Well, by the time they watch this at home, it'll already be done. So, see if I'm wrong. I need Animal Crossing on Switch.
Yes.
I mean,
The answer is yes.
I need answers.
I need answers.
Did you know that apparently the Liquor's bumhole is just like fully rendered?
Why?
I don't know.
No.
Animal Crossing on the Switch.
I think we're done with Pokemon news because I think they already covered their bases.
Yeah, with the Pokemon Direct or
yeah.
whatever.
So.
Oh, and you see, in Leon's campaign, you have to deal with the dogs. The Liquors got here first, so I don't have to deal with the dogs. But go on.
But I think they said that their E3 presentation is going to be around 40 minutes or so. So I think there's going to be at least one or two big things that like we don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun.
That'll be interesting.
And I don't know what to expect out of PlayStation and Microsoft, so I'm just gonna be along for the ride.
Hopefully, a little bit about Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yeah, but that's more Square Enix than PlayStation.
I mean, it's gonna be on PlayStation 4.
Of course.
Just gonna make sure he's down. I don't remember what is in where in here, so I'm just gonna look around in here while we talk about. The other day we talked about Luigi's Mansion 3.
We did. That's a game that's gonna happen.
I'm hoping that it's much more like Luigi's Mansion 1 than the other one, because I did not really much care for the other one. But I play Luigi's Mansion 1 pretty much every Halloween.
Right.
It's a fun game.
I played through the remake, the 3DS one when that came out.
How is the 3DS remake?
It's fun. I don't think I would pick it over the original, but it's still a fun time to play.
All right. Is there anything different about it? Like, is there like a bonus mode or something?
There's a co-op mode, but I've heard it doesn't work all too well. Like, there's a lot of like frame rate issues and stuff.
That's unfortunate.
And at least what I like about this, which is I hope they kind of
Excuse me while I pump this man's anus full of lead, and now his head. Just make sure he's dead. But go on.
I hope this is something they bring into Luigi's Mansion 3, but they kind of, by default, the game is kind of set to like the Dark Moon control scheme, which was a little bit different from the first game.
Yeah.
But you can switch it back to the original if you want to. So you can have the new controls or the old controls. That's your choice. So I hope that's something they do in the third game.
That would be nice.
Like you can have it play as
either one.
Because the first Luigi's Mansion, oof, it's a good game.
Yes, it is.
It's a good one.
That's a cool one. Okay. Let me just run through here real quick.
Do you think we're gonna get a Resident Evil 8?
Hey. No.
Alright.
But seriously, though, I would love any new Resident Evil information. I would welcome. I know we just had Resident Evil 2 remake, and it, took like 7 million years to come out.
That was E3 last year. That got announced for them.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
And then
so maybe they'll announce Resident Evil 3 remake this year.
It's time. Resident Evil 2 remake did really well.
It did.
So, I would assume that a lot of people played Resident Evil 1, and probably just as many, if not more, played Resident Evil 2. And then I feel like Resident Evil 3 kind of dropped off a little bit. And then it picked right back up with, talking about the numbered ones, not all the Code Veronicas and all that, picked right back up with Resident Evil 4. So you need to reintroduce Resident Evil 3 to a whole new, generation of people.
I gotta look up something real quick.
I played it. I liked it. I don't remember a ton about Resident Evil 3, but I remember enjoying it. Nemesis was a bastard the entire game.
So that came out in 1999. That's probably why.
Resident Evil 3?
Yeah. Because that was the tail end of the PS1 for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I think the PS2 came out in 2001, maybe? I can't remember.
And I feel like Code Veronica kind of overshadowed Resident Evil 3, because Code Veronica was on the Dreamcast, so it was on the new fancy console. And Resident Evil 3 was back on the PS1, which everyone already knew. That wasn't fancy or new at all.
Right.
Where the hell is the... I think it's this one, right? Right? Yes. Ha ha ha! Give me that gun. This is a gun that I used in my normal playthrough of Claire's campaign. I used this gun because of the sight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool one. Wow, look at my shoulder.
Oof.
Do you see that?
That is a nice shoulder.
it's just a point. But I really like this gun in Claire's regular campaign. The only downside of it is that the gun that you start with normally for Claire in the first run, it gets some upgrades and it becomes a lot more powerful. I don't think this one gets any upgrades. It just starts with the laser sight. It's very convenient to have it like that.
It's a nice gun.
It's a nice gun. It's a nice gun. It's a nice gun. It's a nice gun.
Do I want this gun?
Yes.
Talking about
Do you love him? Go on.
Talking about Resident Evil 3, I thought of something that was kind of a interesting.
Shit. Wait. Oh. I am going the wrong way. This is the right one. Go on.
I thought of an interesting thing that we could discuss a little bit.
Yes.
Because
Must be where that guy came from.
we were both born the same year, so I feel like we kind of started playing video games around the same time. But
yeah.
I jumped around a lot between different things, but from what I've heard from you, you kind of tried to go through everything as much as you could, from where you started playing video games up till now. Does that make sense?
A little bit, but I want to point this. Just point at that.
There he is.
So this
Bastard is the police.
it reveals that gross fat guy is Chief Irons.
He still looks gross.
He does look
even
gross.
in his pictures.
But go on. I'm trying to get a little bit clearer what you mean.
Because the first video game console I played was the Sega Genesis. And
Okay.
then the next one I got was the GameCube. So, like, that was quite the jump.
Yes.
But from what I've heard from you, like, you had, well, I guess your parents, but by association, you had, like, an NES, and then, like, an N64, and then a GameCube. It was kind of like
Yeah.
the gradual progression, like it
Yeah.
normally would. So that's an interesting difference, I
Yeah.
guess, because you kind of had a chance to play everything as it was coming out, and I just kind of had like a major jump during the 90s.
Yeah, we had, I had, or my uncles, I believe it was, or I think it was shared between my uncles and my mom. They had the NES, so that was the first console that I remember playing, and I pretty much played whatever they had. I remember playing a lot of, Mario Brothers, like all the classics, Super Mario Brothers. I also played a lot of elevator action. You remember that one? I like that one a lot. Upgrade from my grenade launcher. Put that away. I'm not going to use it. Come on. And we're also, as you can see, back in the police station.
Nice.
And this is an area that we didn't get to go to as Leon, the chief's office. So it's...
Destroy it. Blow it up.
as you can see, take this!
Where's Sherry?
Where is she? Yeah, and he's like, you can read this. It's like it's like really really weird, and like I can't remember exactly which line it is, but there's like it's just like he is really into taxidermy, but like really into taxidermy, and it's like really weird. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore that. Mark this the first heart door. But yeah, play a lot of that, and I remember I think it was the 2600. My mom had a 2600 that I played a little bit, but not as much as the NES. But growing up, we never had an SNES, so I never got to play, like Super Metroid or Super Mario World or anything like that. There's that key card.
There it is.
The key card.
And here's the circuit breaker box that I don't have the parts for yet. So I got to do that. Over here, pick this up. Basically telling me to go get the parts, and then pick this up. Look at that. That looks interesting. Like I should examine it. Come on. Oh. There's that heart key. Give it to me. Put it here, and put this one here. So I remember being really, really into the N64, and we had. I would get games for like my birthday and stuff, but that's pretty much like Christmas. But
Yeah.
that's like pretty much the extent of the games that I would own. I also had a Game Boy, and I played a shit ton of Pokemon on that.
Yeah.
But I had like Pokemon Stadium, stuff like that. It was also like kind of shared with my uncles, so we also had we have a couple of wrestling games, like a Madden, which as a kid I was like, what is all this? I don't have time for all this. I want to play Super Mario 64. But we didn't have Super Mario 64. So my thing that I would do is I would go to Blockbuster.
That's true.
That was like my jam as a kid, was Blockbuster. That's where I first played one of my... Just be quiet. What? This boy!
Hey.
No. That's where I played probably one of my favorite games of all time, Goemon's Great Adventure.
Oh.
That's where I first found it. And then, if I remember correctly, I wanted to rent it so much that my parents just bought it for me from Blockbuster. And then I remember finding I think it came out first, Goemon, the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, which are the 2 of the 4. That's weird. Hi.
Let me out.
Hello. 2 of the 4 Mystical Ninja games that ever got to the U.S. Pick this up. The portable safe. I think that triggers something to happen in here. Yep. So I'm just gonna go over. Little tip for you there. He just kind of ignores you if you go over the wall immediately as he pops out, and then you can do this. Or you.
So that's like a thing, because I remember in Leon's, you said like this was a spot where you could be safe from the tyrant.
Yes.
So I guess it works on more than just him.
Yes, sir. And this is also a place where you can be, like, in this part of the room, as Claire, you can be safe from Tyrant, because he won't go over this, and this door is a club door, which you can't open in her campaign.
Oh.
So there you go.
You are safe.
I'm gonna mess with this a little bit while I...
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so just... Oh, hey.
You're getting somewhere.
Wait, what is this? This? Ah,
Hey.
that's pretty good. Yeah, so that was, like, for the grand majority of my childhood, it was, like, basically just trying, like, weird things on the N64, like, whatever I could find at Blockbuster. So I tried Glover. It's pretty much probably every child with an N64 that went to Blockbuster tried Glover. I tried Chameleon Twist. It's kind of a weird one. I don't really remember too much about that one. I tried Bomberman, but pretty much anything that I could get my hands on. I tried Superman. No, not Superman.
Superman.
I did not try Superman 64. I tried Super Mario 64 is what I'm trying to say. I never owned that one, though. And one that, it's kind of a silly thing, but one that my uncles loved that we ended up buying was Turok. And then I tried it, and I ended up really liking it. So I have, good memories of playing Turok the Dinosaur Hunter as a child.
All right.
How do I get over? Do I have to go around, I think? But yeah. And then this game, the original of this game, Resident Evil 2, was another one that my dad had as a kid. He would play it, and then I would watch him. But that was a little weird little thing that we had it on the N64, which, is a little bit different. It didn't have as many, like full motion cutscenes or whatever they were called. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
It didn't have as many of those, but it was still good. I still liked it a lot. So that's where most of my nostalgia comes from. I'd play this a lot with my parents growing up. Put this away and this away and this away. And then put this over here, because I'm going to use that. And then eventually... Oh, you know what one I forgot, though? I forgot Smash Brothers.
Yes.
I played a shit ton of Smash Brothers on the N64 as a kid.
Yes.
Damn. I played so much of that, and then I was just ecstatic to learn that, like, Melee was coming out. But, I didn't really have any concept of this as a kid, but I had no idea how, like, big of a release it was. It was just kind of like a game that was coming out that I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So when my mom went to go get it, like, at all of the, like, toy stores around us, like all the Toys R Us's and the Walmarts and the Targets or whatever, they were all sold out. So what she ended up having to do was go on to ToysRUsCanada.com and order it off of there. So that's why to this day, my personal copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee, on the top you know how it'll say like only on GameCube or something?
Yeah.
On the top it says that in French.
Hmm.
So, here's one of the electronic pieces. Also, for you people that are getting, the Mr. Raccoon dolls, there's one right there that you can only get as Claire. So, make sure to get it when you're in here.
Raccoon.
Mr. Raccoon. But I'll probably continue my ramblings in the next episode.
Please do.
After I open this box.
Stay tuned.
It's a power panel part. I need one more. But yeah, I'll continue. And these are the. Remember, you read these? Look at familiar at all, Tames?
Yes, they do.
This is the same model of mannequin that they used in Resident Evil 7.
Not anymore.
They're very
They're
sturdy.
destroyed.
So come back next time to hear me ramble on more, and maybe Tames will jump in after I'm done spewing garbage.
Maybe I will.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Join us. Did anything I said make sense?
A little bit.
Okay.